What's up, guys? Welcome to Student of the Community. I reached out to you on Instagram yesterday asking if you wanted any tips on your tricks, and I just got a wave of responses. So today I'm gonna go through and give 10 amazing athletes the best tips I can to help them progress in tricking. And if you guys wanna support mastering tricking so that way I can make more content like this, go to howtomastertricking.com and use the promo code TRAINING to save 50% on your entire order. But with that said, let's get started. Our first clip comes from Ilya, and he sent us a video of his hook, Rise. Let's check it out and give him some tips. Ilya, that was a really good hook kick and a solid rise, but if you want to do this a little bit better, I do have one important tip, and that is don't get stuck on the ground. When you did your hook kick, you did a good job of spotting your target, and when you were doing your rise, you also did a good job of spotting your landing. But when coming out of the rise, if your eyes get stuck to the ground, your chest stays low. So next time you perform your hook kick and your rise, after you spot your landing on the rise, look forwards so that way you can land with your chest up. Our second clip comes from Lucas, and he sent us a video of his touchdown rise. He says he feels like he has too much weight on his plant arm and that his touchdown rise doesn't have the proper inversion. So let's check it out. Lucas, that was a good touchdown rise, but I can see where the issues are. When you did this setup, you had that big run up, but then there was a little bit of hesitation before you performed the trick itself. Next time, don't focus on as much of a run up, but focus on trying to get power for the touchdown rise out of the touchdown rise itself. Kicking your back leg a little bit more vertically and harder to generate the flipping momentum you need. You did a good job of swinging your arms just like you would do for a Gumby, but if you want to get a little bit more inversion, kick that back leg a little bit more overhead, and instead of doing a setup, try and focus on getting the power for your touchdown rise out of the touchdown rise itself. Our third clip comes from Zachary, and he sent us a video of his cork swing. He says he's looking to get them more consistent and more effortless. So let's check it out. Zachary, that was a good cork, and you did a good job of swinging into the cheek gainer, but your eyes were stuck to the ground. Coming out of that cork, you need to not just keep a hollow chest, but then swing to an arch, so that way you can get all the flipping momentum you need. What I saw in this clip was coming out of the cork, you just kept your eyes on the ground, and that kept your chest from doing the proper motion it needs to do to swing. So next time you do your cork, focus on spotting your landing, but then looking forward and then back as you perform the swing for the next trick. If you can do that, then the cork swing will feel far easier and you won't have to fight yourself looking up as you try and do the swing. Our fourth clip comes from Cassian, and he sent us a video of his Swing 720 Hyper. This trick is not easy to do, so let's check it out and give him the best tips we can. Cassian, that was a good attempt of the Swing 720 Hyper, But if you want to land this trick and land it with consistency and cleanliness, you need to fix your set. When you were setting into the Swing 7 Hyper, you turned your chest way too early to spot your target. And because of that, you didn't swing your leg very vertically. You swung it over to the side, and that killed your height. If you want to get a nice, high and floaty Swing 7 Hyper, you need a nice and high and floaty swing setup. That's what gets you into the air, so that way you have enough time to perform a solid kick. Next time you do this, focus on swinging that leg a little bit more vertically, not spotting your target so early, and just being a little bit more patient. If you can have a little bit more patience in your set, the Swing 720 Hyper will have a lot more height and therefore be easier to land. Our fifth clip comes from Zan, and he sent us a video of his cart double full. He's looking for any tips he can get to help him with the progression. So let's help him out. Zan, that was a great attempt, and I have a really important tip for you. When you were doing your cart double full, you segmented the twists. First, you turned halfway with almost like an Arabian tuck, then you opened up and turned a little bit more to complete the full, and then you tried to gyro as much as you could before landing. Next time, instead of segmenting the twists, after you perform your set and move into that twisting position, tighten up and hold it until you complete your rotation. If you segment the twists, it will be far harder to complete them. That said, if you are progressing from just the cart full into the cart double full, I would strongly recommend using segmentation of your twists as a training tool to make sure you can train safely and effectively. And once you're able to do them separate, put them together and just hold the position. But this was a great cart double full, and you could easily get this trick if you just applied those tips. Clip number 6 comes from Christopher, and he sent us a video of his cart double full as well. He says this was the very first one he ever landed, and he hasn't been able to land it since. So let's check it out and give him some tips.
Yes! Yes! Oh! Hey! Hey! Oh! Yes! Yes!
Christopher, that was a great double full, but if you want to land it with more consistency, these are the tips I would suggest. First, focus on your control. When you did your cartwheel and you set into the double full, I saw a lot of wasted movement. Whether it was just your arms throwing themselves a little bit too much to the side, or just a little bit of hesitation in your set. If you can go and do them with a little bit more control and a little bit more smoothness, it will be far easier to land because you'll better convert all the momentum you get into your cartwheel into the double full. The second thing I want to say is you did an awesome job of ripping that twist. The second you left the ground and started twisting, you got tight and you got close and you really wrapped it in. And then right before you land, you tucked your body underneath you to catch yourself. You were able to do this double full because you are really strong, not because you have a lot of control. If you can fix your control, you can use that strength and really harness it to do a super solid double full. And once you get that control over your strength, it will be very consistent. Lucky number 7 is Logan. Logan is part of my local tricking program here in Maryland, and he has been progressing like crazy. Logan, thank you so much for supporting and still training throughout all the quarantine. Classes should hopefully be back relatively soon. Today, he sent a video of his triple full, and let's give him the best tips we can. and just popped off. One tip that I want to give you is a tip that my mom gave me when I was a kid, and that is squeeze everything. When you move from the double full to the triple full, you need to twist faster. And one of the best ways to twist faster is to just squeeze everything and bring it to your core. Take your arms and bring them as close into your chest as you can, and then squeeze in your elbows. Turn your head, lock your legs in together, and really wrap in that twist. Squeeze everything you can along that center line, and you will twist far faster. But Logan, that was a great triple full, and I'm excited to work with it again once we get back into things. Clip number 8 comes from Dante, and he sent us a video of his Scoopful Shuriken. He says he's looking for any tips he can get to make the kick more prominent. And the Shuriken is one of my favorite variations. So let's check it out and give him some tips. Dante, this was a great clip. The first thing I want to say is that when you did the Scoopful Shuriken, you had good technique, especially when it came to the scoop and the full itself. So I'm just going to give you tips concerning the kick. When you do that big inside out crescent kick, getting your left leg up is super important, but what will help you is if you bring your right leg down in opposition. If you bring that right leg down, it'll be all the easier to bring the left leg up because your body will be counterbalanced in the air. If you don't bring that right leg down, you end up doing almost like a double leg. So instead, next time you do the Shuriken, focus on really opening up that leg and dropping the other one down before you switch and drag it to the ground. One thing I noticed that you did really well was at the apex of your full, when you began to throw the Shuriken kick, you opened up your chest to slow your rotation. I just want to say you did an awesome job of that. And if you can focus on getting that leg a little bit more proper, it will be far easier. Clip number 9 comes from Hyde in the Netherlands, and he sent us a video of his scoop full. Let's check it out and give him the best advice we can. Hyde, I thought that was a really good scoop full, and I don't see any big issues within your technique for the scoop or the full itself. Rather, my biggest tip for you would be to focus on traveling forward in the scoot and then blocking as you do your full. When you do your scoot, it can be a really effective setup if you can generate a ton of forwards momentum and then block it well to translate it into vertical momentum. Next time you do your scoot full, put a little bit more power into your scoot moving forward, and you will get a little bit more power when you do the full itself. Clip number 10 and our final clip of the day comes from Marvin, and he sent us a video of him attempting the snafu swipe. The snafu swipe is definitely one of the more difficult moves in tricking, so let's check it out and give him some good advice. Marvin, that was a great snafu swipe attempt, and if you want to land this trick, you can easily do it with a few simple tips. My biggest thing is to focus on your timing. When you do a good snafu swipe, you first need to set with a rise to get a ton of height. Then once you leave the ground, you perform the swipe variation to give you flipping and twisting momentum, and then once you kick your target, you wrap in to complete your twist. What I saw in this clip was you initiated the swipe variation before you got enough height in your rise. If you can be a little bit more patient and set with a nice high floaty rise before you perform the swipe variation, you will have more height and it will be far easier to land. One thing I also saw was after you kicked your target, you wrapped in your twist a little bit slowly. Especially if you want to perform the snafu swipe, the motion from the swipe to the twist has to be extremely fast and just tight. If you cannot go from the swipe position to a nice, tight, fast twisting position, it's going to be a real struggle to land the snafu swipe. But that is the best advice I can give you right now. Because you have good technique, it's just the timing that I think needs to be fixed. Be a little bit more patient and set for that rise before you initiate the swipe variation. And the second you kick past your target, wrap in that twist as fast as you can. If you do all of that, landing the snafu swipe will be far easier. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you were able to get some really good advice. If you want to support mastering tricking so that way I can create more content just like this, go to howtomastertricking.com and use the promo code TRAINING to save 50% on your entire order. This includes the mastering curriculum and all the clothing while supplies last. If you guys want to get all the resources to help you train safely and effectively at tricking, go to howtomastertricking.com. But guys, thank you again for watching, and please have a lovely day.